The unprecedented is completely unpredictable. Who can plan for something that has never happened before? You can, however, mitigate risk and have established protocols to recover quickly from some emergency situations. Also, please remember that if you have an in-flight emergency, you can deviate from any rule to the extent that is necessary to deal with that emergency. However, if you do deviate from a rule, you must, upon request, send a written report of that deviation to the FAA. Read manufacturers' suggested emergency procedures. Review these with your crew. Now, let's cover some situations that you should prepare for. A lost link is a loss of the link between the control station and the aircraft. It is important to note that a lost link is an abnormal situation, but not necessarily an emergency, and it is not considered a flyaway. You need to plan contingency measures, and of course, you need to inform crew members. A contingency plan is a plan that you follow just in case something goes wrong. Flight termination is the intentional and deliberate termination of the flight into the ground. Sometimes this is necessary if you, as the remote pilot in command, determine that safety in flight cannot be achieved. It's happened to many of us. You lose control of the aircraft, the bird flies away, and eventually it crashes. Flyaways begin as a lost link, and the unmanned aircraft is not operating in a planned manner. They are dangerous because they are unpredictable. If a flyaway occurs while operating in airspace that requires authorization, notify ATC as soon as possible. Losing your GPS fix is not necessarily an emergency. You should always practice so that you do not over-rely on GPS help. Of course, to help prevent this, you should always check NOTAMs for any known GPS service outage. You should also make a plan of action to minimize risk. Battery fires. Most of our LiPo batteries pose a significant hazard because they are highly flammable, capable of self-ignition, and subject to thermal runaway. Thermal runaway is a situation where an increase in temperature changes the conditions in a way that causes a further increase in temperature, often leading to a destructive result. So it gets hot, and that makes it get hotter and hotter. You can help prevent battery fires by not using any batteries with signs of damage or defect. Of course, if a battery fire does happen, follow the manufacturer's instructions. Don't allow your batteries to come in contact with metal objects, and don't overheat your batteries. Always prepare for the what-ifs. What if this happens? How can I prevent it from happening? What can I do if it does happen? And how can I learn from the experience so that it doesn't happen again? Emergency preparedness and response should be part of your standard operating procedures.